On my birthday, the restaurant was glowing with crystal chandeliers and polished silverware. My parents sat at the head of the table, smiling as though nothing in the world could touch us. But when my billionaire grandfather leaned back, raised his glass, and smiled at me with that knowing glimmer in his eyes, the room's energy shifted. He asked almost casually, "So, is the apartment comfortable?" The fork froze in my hand. My heart skipped. Apartment? My family went silent. My mother's smile faltered. My father cleared his throat. I don't have an apartment. For a split second, my grandfather's expression turned stone cold. He set down his glass, the sound echoing louder than it should have. "You mean they never told you?" The air thickened. My parents immediately jumped in. "Dad, this isn't the time. Let's just enjoy dinner." But it was too late. The question had cracked something wide open. I stared at him, desperate for an explanation. And that's when he revealed the truth that shattered everything I thought I knew about my family. Years ago, on the day I turned 18, my grandfather had established a trust fund in my name. A fortune. Enough to secure my future, buy a home, build a career, live without fear of financial ruin. But the trust had been placed under my parents' management until I reached a certain age. And instead of safeguarding it, they drained it. Millions vanished. All while I had been scraping by, working 2 jobs, struggling to pay for my design school, selling sketches for pennies. Suddenly, all those moments of "we can't help you right now," and "money is tight," replayed in my head like cruel jokes. My own parents had watched me suffer, watched me cry over tuition, watched me nearly lose my apartment to eviction notices, while living off the wealth that was meant for me. I felt sick. My voice shook as I asked, "Is this true?" My father's face went pale, but my mother straightened her shoulders. "We raised you. That money was family money. We deserved to use it." The audacity of her words burned hotter than the candles on the cake sitting untouched in front of me. Grandpa slammed his hand on the table. "It was never yours. It was hers." His voice thundered through the room. For the first time, I saw my parents not as caretakers, but as thieves in designer clothes. The picture-perfect family dinner was collapsing into chaos. My father muttered excuses about debts. My mother begged me to understand. But all I could feel was years of betrayal wrapping around me like barbed wire. And yet, instead of screaming, I chose something else. Dignity. I turned to my parents and said, "You didn't just steal money. You stole my future. My dreams. My chance to build a life without fear." My words shook, but my resolve didn't. I had nothing left to lose. And for once, that made me powerful. Grandpa, furious beyond measure, declared then and there that what remained of the trust would be placed directly in my control. He promised to help me rebuild what they had destroyed. My parents sat speechless, exposed, stripped of the power they had used to manipulate me for years. The following months weren't easy. Picking up the pieces of a broken trust fund, and an even more broken relationship with my family was brutal. But I threw myself into my work, into my designs, into proving that I could stand on my own. I rented my own space, furnished it with my own money, and created a small studio that slowly grew into a brand. Every sketch, every late night, every client gained was a step toward reclaiming not just what was stolen from me, but who I was meant to become. And here's the truth most people don't expect. The sweetest revenge wasn't screaming at them, or dragging them to court, or even watching them face my grandfather's wrath. The sweetest revenge was success. Living well. Thriving so visibly that the people who betrayed me had no choice but to watch. Today, when I look back at that birthday dinner, I don't remember the taste of the food or the expensive wine. I remember the look on my parents' faces when their lives collapsed under one simple question. Is the apartment comfortable? That single line exposed years of betrayal, years of hidden theft, years of pretending. And now, as I stand on my own, I realize something powerful. Sometimes the most devastating betrayals lead to the strongest rebirths. Sometimes the family that breaks you is the same reason you discover just how strong you are. And sometimes, the loudest revenge isn't loud at all. It's living so well that those who betrayed you are forced to sit in silence and watch.